Well, it's been a long time since an official channel update, and even longer since my uploads have been reliably consistent. My activity has been sporadic at best, so I'm going to go into detail about that as well as what's coming in the future. Close to the end of 2014, I began changing how I do things here. I was switching to Hitbox from Twitch, and recording and uploading went to mostly just streaming stuff. That in itself caused some major problems because large chunks of the footage began just disappearing, vanishing, and it was useless half the time because Hitbox's software wasn't working properly. And along with my hard drive failure, I decided to just wait and take a break and allow Hitbox to get their shit sorted out, and so I could save up some money to be able to replace what I lost. A little while after that, PK got sick. I was going to the vet, and it ended up becoming a regular thing for months. I ended up even having to hospitalize him several times so they could do blood tests, give him fluids and medication. He was showing signs of making a full recovery. There was something wrong with his kidneys not working properly. But he was getting a healthy appetite again. He was holding his fluids. He had attention. He was attentive. I mean, he seemed like he was doing just fine. Things looked great. I didn't even have to leave him there anymore overnight so they could take care of him. I was just showing up with him every couple weeks and thought that was pretty much it, which would have been nice. But one day I woke up and usually he'll be standing over me with his tail wagging because he always wanted. The first thing I would do when I get up is I'd let him outside. Of course, he's got to go. Um, but he just that just stopped. Like that wasn't a thing anymore. He wasn't attentive anymore. He wasn't paying attention to what was going on around him. It took less than a week, probably. It was only a few days. A number. I don't know how long exactly, but he pretty much went from getting better, pretty much good. The next thing I know, I have to carry him outside so he can go to the bathroom. I have to hold him and make fucking meatballs out of his dog food, out of his special medicated dog food that I was buying to try and get him to eat that. I had to try to get him to drink. He refused. I had to help him lay down without his stomach getting upset and him getting sick. He stopped. He stopped responding to me. Well, not just me, just everything. It was like he didn't have his senses anymore. Like sight, sound, smell, touch. He didn't respond to anything. It was like the ultimate of being lethargic, something like that. Um, he knew, and I probably did too. Uh, he's buried on my mom's property now. He's got a pretty awesome view, though, of a pond with a giant fountain in it. I think was in one of my other update videos. So he's got a nice place to rest and think about pizza and hookers. I could probably go on forever about PK, and I might in a future video. Who knows? Fucking miss that little furry bastard. So, anyways, that caused me some financial and time issues. So, my life at that point was less and less about playing video games and more about taking care of PK. And obviously, I can't take care of my dog if I'm just sitting here playing video games. So a large chunk of my 2015 year went away where I just was fucking like a ghost. That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing for a large chunk of last year. What games I did play before and after that was amongst with friends or other douchebag incorporated members. I think around that time was when I started dabbling a little bit in the tabletop and whatnot too, right after PK went. Um, I did get back into streaming for a little while too. It didn't last very long though, because even stuff that my system could handle streaming, my fucking PSU fan melted, and it still is. My power supply fan does not work right now, even as I sit here speaking. Which is not a very good thing, because once my machine goes under a heavy load, it's kill switching itself. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna wait. Now that I have everything that happened last year behind me, and I have new hardware trickling in, I'll be able to get back into the swing of things. I recently doubled the size of my storage drive, which is going to help out a little bit. Well, it helps me out now because my storage drive is the only drive I have. Because my primary hard drive, my solar state drive, my solid state drive, it died last year, and I was using that for my games, my operating system, and everything. That helps quite a bit if you can record one hard drive and use the other to actually run everything off of. That helps with a lot of performance too, which I'm obviously suffering from. But tomorrow morning, my new PSU is going to be here, and I actually got a really good deal on one. It's a 750 watt gold standard, which I think is the second best. I'm pretty sure platinum's the best. So it should be pretty decent. Almost entirely modular, pretty neat. Stick that bastard in there. Then I shouldn't have to worry about my system crashing again under heavy loads and whatnot. Yeah, so it'll make things a lot easier. And then here in a couple weeks, my new solid state drive is going to be here. Maybe the next few weeks, because it's on a boat from fucking the UK for whatever reason. It's what happens when you get a $60 hard drive or a $60 SSD or a $200 SSD for $60, I guess. So that's going to be here soon. Hey guys, have you ever heard of a game called Stardew Valley? But in all seriousness, you all know what the fuck this is. And for some reason you don't, then shame on you. I'm probably going to be losing a large chunk of my life to this game. God damn, is it worth it? So, I would expect to see a little... Wait, what the hell am I even supposed to be talking about again? All right. I'll probably be playing this among a few other smaller titles over the next few weeks, maybe the next month or two, until I get everything installed, make sure everything works properly. I'm going to do it quietly, so if I do stream this or record it, obviously it's not something I'm going to announce on Twitter, YouTube, or even the Steam group, not until I'm comfortable with everything first, because I don't want to get my hopes up, let alone anybody who's crazy enough to want to watch me, their hopes up too, until I'm sure everything's going to be cool. Beyond that, there are a number of larger, more AAA titles that would be nice to play. I mean, necessarily AAA titles, but more intensive games that I would like to bring on the roster. But there's one big thing that I want to do. Everybody liked the idea of it, me included, and I feel guilty that not more was done with it. Multi-Man Sundays is going to make a return. No, you believe you me. It's coming back. It's coming back. Until then, say bye, Doge.